Welcome to this module on business strategy, where if you fail to plan, it means you plan to fail. In this first lesson, we'll look at the idea that there be giants in the land, so be strong and courageous. The first of our two quotes is taken from Numbers chapter 13, verses 30 to 31, when the 12 spies returned to Moses after spying out the land. Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, "We should by all means take possession of it, for we shall surely overcome it." But the men who had gone up with him said, "We are not able to go up against the people, for they are too strong for us." The second quote is from Eric Bowden, The Failure of Strategy, where he said, "A realistic strategy does three things. It defines the current reality of the business, it digs into the core competencies of the business to unleash the future, and it carves out a mandate for leadership and change." Anyone who has ever thought of starting a business has said to themselves, "What makes me think I can do this? What do I know? How can I compete with those already out there who are doing this?" In a word, there appear to be a lot of giants out there. They're too big for us. How can we compete and win? We might as well never even try and save ourselves a lot of heartache. That's what 10 of the 12 spies who went into the promised land reported to Moses when God told them to go into the land of Canaan and possess it. To be sure, launching a business won't be easy. We need to have a realistic strategy. We need to spy out the land to know what we're up against. If you will do your homework and dig into what you're good at, you can unleash the future and, in God's strength, create a business that serves your customers and provides a living for you and your family. Our learning objectives for this session are as follows: to review what we've learned in studying the book publishing industry, to introduce the concept of a business model, to identify trends affecting your business, and to initiate market research on your selected industry. In previous modules, we've used the book publishing industry as a model to learn about business. But in this module, we want to transition to what it will take to launch your business. To be sure, we'll draw on what we've learned from past lessons to connect the dots. To start with, do you remember Mary and her bookstore launch from the first module, Understanding Yourself as an Entrepreneur? Here's what we said at that time. With the movie You've Got Mail in mind, let's imagine the following scenario. A young woman runs a specialty bookstore that is being put out of business by a new bookstore chain. However, she knows that bookstore chains such as Borders are also having a tough time in the economy with the emergence of ebooks. She thinks about it and realizes the same thing is happening to music stores and video rental stores. Where once people went to the record store to buy a record or a CD, or once they went to Blockbuster to rent a movie, those stores are closing down. People are going online for books, music, and videos. Now, back when we did that assignment, you were asked to draft an outline of what your team would recommend. The idea was to incorporate what we knew about trends impacting the bookstore industry and begin the process of creating a business plan. In this session, we want to begin to look at the external business environment and how it affects the business you want to create. And we also want to look at the internal business environment of your own company to see what strengths and weaknesses your business has so you can prepare yourself to face pressures of the marketplace. To gain some insight into how to think about trends in the marketplace, take a moment to watch the following video that we've created about business strategy and the third place movement using a website called extranormal.com. You'll find it on our Gen Self-Employed YouTube channel.